What's up, guys? Can you guys see me all right? At any rate, we're gonna try today the local spot. Creek's pretty low. Check it out. It's kind of a screw off day. I mean, if we catch some fish, great. I figured I'd film out here running around, looking at a couple hunting spots. Figured I'd wet the line a little bit, see what happens. Yeah, you never know. I saw a couple fish, very small fish, very small stalkers, extremely spooky. So my expectations aren't very high, but we'll see what. If we can pick up a couple, great. If not, hey, it's a beautiful day to be out here. So I'll keep you guys posted. We're gonna start with the chartreuse. I can't talk. Chartreuse squirmy, and I'll keep you posted. Well, we're hooked up, guys. How about that? This looks like a very big one. I've seen a couple in here that were decent sized, but this looks like a small brown. Saw a rainbow that was about 20 inches. Yeah, a little brown. There he is, Goose. See ya. Pretty little brownie. Not bad. Not the big one we saw, but not bad. Let's go back to chartreuse. Okay, got the skunking off. That's nice. Nice little brownie. A 12-inch brown, 10-inch brown, somewhere in there. And yeah, I saw a big trout. I think it was a rainbow. It was around 20 inches, 18 to 20 inches, skinny. You know, obviously one of the bigger fish that was stocked in the spring because they haven't stocked yet in the fall. Very spooky. Like I said before in the intro, we stopped and looked at a couple spots. I seen a few small fish swimming around. I think I saw a brook trout. I mean, there was a few fish here and there swimming around. They were spooky. I mean, it was low and clear, and I'm sure this has gotten hit a bit in this fall as the weather's cooled off a little. And not only that, you know, I mean, these fish, a lot of them, if not all of them, have probably been caught and released since the spring, or attacked by predators, or what have you. So I'm sure that they're extremely cautious at this point. It's a beautiful day. I mean, it's supposed to go into the mid-70s today. It's a question of either fishing local or going to Erie. And, you know, they haven't gotten too much rain up there, though there's some steelhead around. You know, it's the end of September. I don't know if I wanted to go deal with the mayhem up there. It's a Monday, but still. When it's nice out, it's crazy with people. So I just kind of wanted to avoid the mayhem up there. Figured I'd try local. I wanted to check out a couple hunting spots. Archery starts this coming Saturday. I don't know how many fish are around. I suspect there's quite a few around that are spooky in some of these deeper pockets. I mean, we didn't have a hot spell that lasted long enough to kill all the fish this summer, which was good. So, you know, they were able to hunker down and tuck in somewhere and ride out, you know, the short amount of heat wave we had. And it was a short amount. We probably had, I mean, really boiled down to it, treacherous temperatures were probably within a month's range. The brown took a green one. Had a couple other quick takes and missed them. I had to take the drift before I hooked the brown, which was possibly the same fish because I hooked them in the same spot. At any rate, I'm going to work this for a little while. I'll keep you guys posted if anything goes down, obviously. I'm grinding out here, guys, as you can see. Nothing. Haven't gotten a single take on this stretch of stream. I actually haven't had success on this stretch of stream in, I don't know, probably 4 years now. 3 or 4 years. I had a great June right in here. I caught a nice trout. Actually caught a nice trout where I'm standing, about 16, 17-inch rainbow. Caught a load of different brooks, browns, rainbows. Caught a bunch of different trout in here for multiple years. But about 4 years ago, it was almost like, yeah, they stopped putting them in here. And then after this nonsense that happened, who knows what they're going to do from here on out. However, I caught a channel catfish in here too, before I was even doing YouTube. I caught a channel cat in here on a spin rod drifting a I've been a night crawler, gulp minnow, night crawler, something of that nature. But yeah, I caught a, oh, not bad, maybe probably about a 20, 22, somewhere in there, in channel cat. Well, I think we're gonna go ahead and keep walking, just to see if we can't find a random fish somewhere, stray fish, maybe it's hole up somewhere. But it wasn't really about coming out and really hammering fish today. It was more or less about coming out and just coming out, you know, coming out and getting exercise and things of that nature. Well, guys, I had something on. It was either a small trout, a big chub, or a little smallmouth or something. I had him on for a second, and he eluded me. It's the first rod bend we've had up in this area. There he is, fish on. What do we have? Chub? Yeah, chub. I'll take it. I will take it. If you guys look at any of my September pictures, I'm sure you see. And then if you look, see, check them out. See, I get them horns on them like that. That's a spawning male. All right, they took the mop. Yeah, I mean it's not a trout or a bass. But, I mean, I'm at the point where I'll take anything. And there's a method in my madness of why I'm walking where I'm walking as far away as I'm walking, because there's a spot that I fished in the spring and I caught about a dozen trout there. Nothing huge, but a lot of this was all about just hiking and getting some exercise, and I figured I'd test my luck out and see if I couldn't get some exercise in the process, see if there's any fish left. Place most people aren't going. Most people aren't walking 3 miles, especially to an area that hadn't been stocked for a few years, and they probably had under the assumption it didn't get stocked. So the fish probably didn't see much pressure. So if there are any around, these fish do like to move, so you don't know for sure, but we're gonna see if we can't find out. It looks like we missed another chub there. Yeah, it looks like a bunch of chubby hits. Well, we did get a couple browns today. You know, we saw the big palomino, so we know he's still kicking. There's things going on. You know, it's not a complete loss. Getting some exercise. It's a beautiful day to be out here. You know, I could have fought the crowds and went to Erie and pulled some chrome, but you know, sometimes you just want something different. And it ain't even always about catching. It's just about coming out here, and I wanted to look at a couple hunting spots. And, you know, I'll put my tree stand. Just kind of enjoy nature. But you know, not with stacks of people too. It's nice to enjoy peacefulness. Yeah. And I mean, I don't know, guys. I mean, I'm going to do Erie for a while, but I mean, I don't know how long and how many trips I'm going to make, just for the simple fact that the older I get, the more I enjoy nature. And I'm not saying you don't get some nice views and some nice nature up at Erie, but generally you're within earshot of an angler everywhere. Sometimes it's nice to get that peace and solidarity. So, having said that, I think we're gonna take us a little stroll here and see if we can't stir something up a little bit further downstream. And I'll be back. Well, guys, it took a little bit of a while, but we actually found a trout. That's what I'm talking about. We had to work for him. But oh, no, he faked me out. It's a big chub. Oh goodness, I thought we had a trout on. That was a good fake out though. Man. All right, buddy. All right, I thought for sure that was a trout. Well, hey, he was going back anyway, and he pulled pretty darn good for the size of the fish we normally catch in here. So, I guess I'm not really disappointed. I was hoping it was going to be a trout, but you know, I'm glad I didn't make a bet on that one. I would have lost that bet all day. I thought for sure that was a trout. It's getting warm out here, guys. We got one more spot we're gonna hit before we call it. Maybe. Maybe it'll be a trout. That was something going on there. I don't know what that was. This particular location I'm standing in, I caught probably 7 or 8 in this spot in the spring. And then all the places that I'd fished, I hadn't caught any after this spot. Yeah, I got a tap there. It might be just chubs. It might be some creek chubs. But, you know, I mean, I just figured, I mean, if the trout were able to survive in other portions of the stream, which we proved that we've seen and caught them, even Goldens, stands to reason some should have survived in here. But maybe not. I just don't know. Okay, what do we got now? Another chub? I'm going with chub until I see it. Yeah. Another chub. Okay. So we're gonna move to the next spot. I'm not trying to catch these chubs. Oh guys, we got back in there. There's another spot. There's remnants of a campfire, so I don't know if there's still some fish available. I mean, I caught a couple chubs. I had something on that was decent a couple times. I don't know if it was either a big chub or a small trout, I guess. There's a fish. That I don't know. That has to be a trout. Yeah, that's a trout. Ain't no way that's a chub, dude. Yeah, there we go. That's a trout. It has to be, I would think. It's all wrapped up too. That's a rainbow. It's not a yeah, a little. Finally, we can land us a trout. Goodness gracious! It took forever to get up in here. Another rainbow. So, relax, dude. Up. It'll be just fine. So, on the mop. See you, buddy. Water temperature is nice and cold. You know, you just have to be where they were put in that. And I mean, the remnants of this fire didn't make me feel real excited because I kind of figured that the yellow rope team would have been in here. You know, and again, I don't have anything against if you're keeping fish. You know, it's just it's the persona you're giving people is that you're doing stuff you shouldn't be doing when you're leaving litter everywhere. You know, you're building fires. I don't know if you know the landowner. Just make sure you're cognizant of all that. You know, and clean up your trash. You know, every time I turn around, there's a garbage can nearby and trash everywhere you got to throw into it. So clean up your garbage. Goodness. So we missed one, but now I'm thinking it was a trout. Then we got that rainbow. We did pull a few chubs in the tail out of this pool. I mean, I'm grateful that I was able to actually accomplish catching a trout in the spot where I said that, you know, where I figured I would catch a trout, and it worked out. I knew going into it was going to be tough. I knew going into it wasn't trophy hunting. I knew it was going to be hiking and just checking it out just to see. And I had to think that, you know, in sections of the creek that are only inches deep and there's holdovers, you know, unless everybody stringer them, there's going to be some back in areas that there were some fish prior. And we'll probably fish this spot. Well, I mean, considering I walked in here, we'll probably give this spot a good 45 minutes. See if we can not catch leaves. See if we can get some other stuff, and you know, then we'll call it. It's another thing I'm not looking forward to, especially up Erie. The leaves. Oh my goodness, you can't even get a drift when they come down. I don't know how many of you guys fish up Erie. I'm sure quite a few of you watching us fish up Erie. But those October leaf falls. In the springtime, I think I pulled probably about a dozen fish from here. I'm sure you saw the video. It was a snowy spring day. It was an unusually cold day. Snow on the ground. Not a soul in sight. More than any campfire remnants or anything. I was probably the first one on these fish. And I pulled a dozen out of here, a mix of brooks, rainbows, and browns, I believe. Quite a few brook trout out of here. A couple thick ones. Nothing huge, but you know, got a couple thick ones. It's crazy how summer by summer, you never know if it's going to be, you know, if the fish are going to hold over or they're not going to hold over. And they held over pretty good for the most part, which you would expect. Last summer, they did not hold over well at all. Not to mention stalking was terrible, which I'm sure you guys know about. But I'm sure most of you know that there's a bump. There he is. Fish on. That's a trout. I'm sure most of you guys know that they held over fairly well this year. That's a trouty. What do we got here? Brown? Could be a brown, huh? A rainbow? Might be another rainbow. Yeah, oh, this one's even smaller. He's a little guy. Come here, little guy. Come here. Oop. Goodness, little guy. Skinny guy. Well, you're obviously not eating very well. All right. Now I'm working the pink. I just had something on it, got off. I don't know, it could have been a big creek chub or sucker or something. And it's slow. I mean, kind of has to be expected, I guess. And we had something hooked up for a second. I gathered it was either a small trout or a larger chub. Got leaves and nuts and acorns and all kinds of stuff falling down all around me here.